Please explain 3 parts of the triple gem. You said as a child you knew you did not have a soul. Could you please explain? Actually, nobody talked in my childhood about my soul. My parents did not say anything about my soul. I did not read anything in books about my soul. And therefore, I did not have this concept. But I felt I, my, I felt. I am still using it. But I never felt a soul in me. Now, please explain 3 parts of the triple gem. 3 parts, I said, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha are the 3 in the triple gem. The Buddha is the one awakened to the reality. Buddha, the name comes from the root Bud. Bud is wisdom, Buddhi, wisdom. One who open to the wisdom, or one whose wisdom is open, is Buddha. And from him came Dhamma. Of course, Buddha did not invent Dhamma. Dhamma exists whether the Buddhas come into existence or not, Dhamma exists. So even the Buddhas respected the Dhamma. Why? It was Dhamma that helped him to attain enlightenment. And then he began to explain what Dhamma helped him to attain enlightenment. And said, if you follow this Dhamma as I followed, you also can attain enlightenment. Because Dhamma is not personal, provincial, it is not Buddha's own prerogative. It is available if somebody understands Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jew, Zoroastrian, whoever understands Dhamma, he can attain enlightenment. Because it is open to anybody, nobody. Some people say so and so is authority of Buddhism. Nobody is authority of Buddhism. Dhamma, of course the word Buddhism is coined later on in English, but Buddha used the word Dhamma. Dhamma, Sanatana, eternal, it is there. So that is Dhamma. Then Sangha is the community of enlightened disciples. As I mentioned, stream entry, enter those who are in the stream entry path, the stream entry fruition, once returners path, once returners fruition, never returners path, never returners fruition, Arahant path, Arahant fruition. These 8 stages, those who are on these 8 stages are called members of the Sangha. And others are striving, trying to get there, and they also in the conventional sense, members of the Sangha. But when we pay respect every day, we pay respect to those 8 individuals. For my mind is easy to appreciate, I can concentrate on appreciating in 100 ways. Is appreciating a part of Buddha's teaching? It seems similar in the mind state produced by appreciation and metta. Appreciation itself is not the Buddha's own teaching. anybody, anytime, anywhere can appreciate. And Buddha accepted it as a wholesome, benevolent practice. In Buddhist ethics, Buddhist moral, it is considered to be very meaningful. As you said, you can appreciate in 100 ways, surely. But it is not Buddha's invention. It happened to be a part of Buddhist practice because it is very noble. It seems similar in the mind state produced by appreciation and metta. It is the mind state, wholesome mind state. Okay. Where do aborted babies go? What about miscarriages or stillborn? What about that? Aborted babies go to another birth. If that place is not suitable, they go to another birth. So, what about miscarriages? Also, according to Mahanidana Sutta, okkamitva nikkamati. Gabbang okkamitva nikkamati. They enter the womb and then the environment is not suitable, then pass away and take birth somewhere else. So are the stillborn. All beings are short-lived and therefore they go from that moment, that situation, to another situation. What do you do when a mosquito bites? When mosquito bites, practice metta. Don't slam on them. That is the time you have to have a lot of patience and have some compassion for mosquitoes. And in the first place, if you know the place is having mosquito, you use mosquito repellent and use some coil, mosquito coil, that will also repel mosquitoes. So many things are there to do. Don't ask me what else you do. You may have in your mind to give a very thunder blow and kill them. I would not advise that. Using metta eradicates greed and hatred. What practices are best to eradicate ignorance? To eradicate ignorance, practice the mindfulness of impermanence. Why? When you don't see impermanence, if you don't understand impermanence properly, as it is, we cling to things. We cling to things thinking that they are permanent. Distorted perception arises. Anicce nicca sanya, anatte atta sanya, asubhe subha sanya, dukkhe sukha sanya. This kind of distorted perception arises. In order to get rid of distorted perception, we at least must begin with practicing impermanence. When we see things are impermanent, we can see it is impossible to cling to anything impossible. We make a great effort to cling to impermanent thing. It is an only effort. It is an effort. It is a wish. You wish and wish and wish and wish to attach to impermanent things. You can never become attached to it. It is just trying to balance mustard seed on the moving needle tip. Needle is moving and you are trying to, when you are sewing, a needle is moving up and down, you try to balance a mustard seed at the tip of needle, moving needle. You cannot do that. Similarly, things are changing so quickly, so fast, your mind can never hold on to it. It is just mere frustration. That frustration is called dukkha. Not being able to hold on to anything, that is insatiability of desire, incapable of holding on to anything, end up in frustration, that is called dukkha. We can see this when we practice, understand impermanence. That is why we get rid of our ignorance. More systematic way is to practice Noble Eightfold Path, one by one, very systematically. That is another more powerful way of overcoming ignorance. And that is even more difficult and involved way is to understand dependent origination. Everything arises depending on causes and conditions. Once we understand that, we can overcome ignorance. I have committed unwholesome sensual misconduct that I deeply regret. I thought I was a good person but did bad things. I wish to commit myself fully to the Buddha's teachings but am afraid of all the bad karmas I created. Should I just try to walk the path and accept the karmic repercussions? I think I mentioned this several times in our discussion. When you commit something unwholesome, by being remorseful, you cannot undo what is done. You are just making it worse for you. And therefore you must think of practicing your, from the time you understood that you have done something wrong, from that time you determine, I have done something wrong, I will not do it again anymore. Put it behind you. And then keep doing more and more and more good things. Yassa papam katam kammam kusalena pitiyati. So imam lokam pabhaseti abbha mutto vichandima. Buddha said. Yassa papam katam kammam. If you have done unwholesome karma, kusalena pitiyati. Do more and more and more and more wholesome things. So imam lokam pabhaseti. He shines in this world like moon free from clouds. So, this Lonapalla Sutta that I mentioned several times is a good example to remember, good sutta to remember, where Buddha said, if somebody is doing bad things all the time, in entire life, one little good things will not have any effect on that person. Why? Person has been doing and is doing and will do all bad things all the time. But if somebody does something bad one time or twice, and then do more and more good things again and again and again and again and again, then this unwholesome karma will have no chance to bear its fruit, because wholesome karma is so huge, so much, and bad karma's result will end in this life. It may not go even to another life. The Lowanapala Sutta example is very beautiful example. You take a teaspoonful of salt and put into a cup. The cup will be salty. If you put the same quantity of salt into a river will not be salty. It is wholesome karmas you commit is like a river water, so much volume, and unwholesome karma also will wash away. If your unwholesome karma is like a river, and wholesome karma is like a little teaspoonful of salt, then unwholesome karma will absorb all wholesome, and you have only suffering. So Buddha said, don't make your mind like an unwholesome thing, blow it out of proportion and keep thinking. If you have done something wrong, if you keep thinking about it again and again and again and again, you prepare your mind to suffer. If you don't think about it and forget it, do more and wholesome things, then you prepare your mind to feel happy, to bring happiness. So if you decided to follow the Buddha's path, that is what you have to do. Friends, I have to finish this. I am losing my voice. I've been talking today, you heard so many talks. He also gave a talk. And I gave 3 talks, including this morning little thing and interviews and so forth.
Keep drinking water,
Huh?
Water.
Keep drinking water. If I drink water, I will stay all night in the bathroom. I don't want to do that. What happens when you are no longer reborn? Where do you go? Do you become a deity, or do you simply cease to exist? I think last answer, you have given multiple questions, so last is the correct answer, correct statement. You don't become a deity, you don't go anywhere. Akase padang natti, no. Akase sakuntanam gatitesam durannaya. Akase sakuntanam, when birds fly in the air, you don't find their footprints in the air. You don't know how it flew. Similarly, when you attain enlightenment and pass away, there is no trace of your existence. So you end your samsaric existence. Do you remember or know or see any of your previous lives? What were you in your previous lifetime? I really don't know. But I very, very strongly believe that I must have been a very good person. Why? I have a wonderful, ample opportunity to do good things in this life. Born with good senses, born with good brain, and therefore the fact that I have a chance to do a lot of meritorious deeds in this life is an indication that I must have been a very good person in previous life, human being. That much I very strongly believe. If I have not done good deeds in previous life, in this life I wouldn't have had chances to do good meritorious deeds. But I don't know who I was.